recapping another busy week of prep sports. It's High School Sports Talk on ESPN Radio 94.1.
And welcome back to High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com and Larry King Law here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Matt Hatfield with the coach, Ed Young, as we talk to you live from the 19th Annual Blue Marlin Basketball Team Camp at Virginia Wesleyan University. And now joining us is the head men's basketball coach at Virginia Wesleyan, a national champion, a guy that has 408 victories in his 19 seasons, 5 ODAC titles. We're joined now by Dave Macedo here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Coach, thank you for having us out here, and another great team camp with you guys.
Absolutely, and thanks for always giving us the stage for our team camp. This is a great event, and you two both are first class in so many ways.
Well, let me start there. You got the 400th win this past year. I know the end result for the season wasn't what you'd hoped for. You won a national championship. You've been to Final Four, so that's always the goal for you once you've been there. Nothing less than that is probably, I wouldn't say acceptable, but even you want more. However, getting that win, what did that mean to you get to that milestone?
Well, I guess it's just a lot of memories from former assistants, former players, and I really it wasn't something I was aiming to do, and kind of caught up or snuck up on us by surprise, and then my kids actually told me about it, so it was pretty cool. But at the end of the day, like you said, there's a lot bigger goals and a lot more team goals that we kind of stress. When
you got here, you're going on your 20th season, correct? Coming up?
Yes.
Did you envision that you'd be at this plate 20 seasons? And how has the school, you've gone from college to university just a couple years ago, you've had changes in the president title, the athletic director titles, but how has your program changed over that time?
Well, hopefully it's remained a model of consistency. I think that's a big measuring stick for us is, how we judge ourselves as trying to be the most consistent program in the country year in and year out, and always be knocking on doors and competing for championships. Like you said, last season was just that, last season, and we didn't really live up to that standard, and that's good motivation heading into our off season to do something about it. But the school itself is just continues to be a great place to spend 4 years, and really excited about its growth, and looking forward to the future with the leadership we have.
Of course, now, Dave, as a high school coach myself, when I first came to the area, Virginia Wesleyan, came over and watched some games, I always heard it was like one of the last places you consider to go. It was not the facility it is now, hard to get in the door of some of the better players in the area. Really tough. No fault of the coaching staff. Longtime veteran coach, a tremendous guy, Don Forsythe, I think he's here. At that time, it was just a different environment. Now, seeing the growth of this place, especially in the 20 years it's done here, to me, I'm amazed. And you know me, I'm going to tell it like it is.
Yes, sir.
The job you have done here is beyond amazing. In your mindset when you first came here, what did you feel? Maybe give me a couple things that you said, okay, in X amount of time we have to do these things to kind of get to this point, let alone win a national title.
Well, I would say the first thing is try to just outwork everyone in sight. And we tried to look at the most successful programs, especially in Virginia, that we could steal things from and model our behavior after, or get the kids that they had. And, back in the day, Coach Wallum, he was a rival who became a great friend over at CNU, and he had that kind of program. And, that was something that we wanted to be. So I thought we just worked hard. We chipped away, and then we started getting those kind of players. And, the old saying holds true. I think, better players or better people, better Marlins. And that's what we were able to get. And then we kind of just built from there. And then, once you get to the top, the toughest part has always been to have that standard and stay there. And I thought that we lost a little of our culture, as honest as I can get with you the last couple of years, and we have to get that back and that edge to us of doing things a little bit better in every aspect of the program. So that's something we've really tried to do this off season with adding some of the right pieces. I think we got a real good vibe, and I think it's just the hard work and having the right people and right players around us.
Now, I hear a lot of times parents will say, my son's got to get a D1 scholarship. My son's got to get a D1 scholarship. Everybody in the world needs a D1 scholarship. And I always tell people, well, there's a lot of really tremendous schools, Division II, Division III.
Sure.
Oh, Division III. Oh, they can't go to Division III. They don't get a scholarship. So misguided. Explain how the recruiting goes for Division III. You don't have to explain to me how great of an opportunity it is for Division III, especially a place like Wesleyan. I see that. This is a better opportunity right here than a lot of Division I's that I don't want to mention on the air. But I'm just saying, how does the recruiting work? And when you go out and go after a youngster, like what things can a Division III put on the table for somebody, especially in your situation here?
Sure. Well, I think it starts with the head coach and the relationships that you build with the parents and the student-athlete, the potential student-athlete. And I think it's about your program, the stability in it, the tradition, maybe the winning. And just like everyone else, we're selling ourselves, we're selling the school, we're selling the opportunity maybe to play right away and come away with a great degree in 4 years and hopefully be prepared, to go out and achieve success and really, be part of something special. I think at any level it's like that, and I think for us, we try to get the guys that want to be part of big-time basketball at a small level, and we've been successful in getting some of those guys and building around them, and then they enjoy their experience. And we want everyone to come through this program to have loved putting on the Marlin jersey, and hopefully, just like this week, and I'm getting to see my alums everywhere as I walk around. They're coming through the door, just visiting, and a lot of them are hitting us up to work it. They all want to get a little paycheck, and it's just great to be around those guys.
And they won't get a paycheck if they do work, so I have to make sure I let them know. Times are tough.
Yeah, I see a lot of the former Marlin greats. We're chatting with the head men's basketball coach of the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins here, Dave Macedo. 400-plus victories, the national championship in 2006, national finalist in 2007, and as recent as 2015, making it to Division III Final Four. Our guest here on ESPN Radio 94.1. It's High School Sports Talk broadcasting to you live this morning from the 19th Annual Blue Marlin Team Camp. In front of us right now, we have higher level playing Jamestown, Lakeland playing Heritage, Peninsula Catholic against Indian River, and then 2 games in the CMAC with Wise versus Woodbridge, Atlee taking on Godwin, and again, these games going on until about 10 o'clock tonight. Tournament play on Sunday, and Coach, if I'm not mistaken, 46 total teams?
Yeah, that's correct.
Highest ever, right?
Highest ever. Nick Doyle and DeJuan Tucker, Chris Teasley, some of my assistants just did a great job. They deserve all the credit here, and our guys are the engine behind it, their work and, just the way they conduct themselves and make this a first-class event for everyone. I think it's about servicing the customer and, the high school coaches, just the relationships we had when we want to do right by everyone and just have them enjoy their experience and get what they want out of this team camp. And I'm looking forward to watching Aspen River.
Hey, before we turn to this year's squad for the Marlins and the ODAC in general, how vital is this setting, not just from recruiting purposes, but you talk about relationships, building that with coaches that are veteran coaches, like an Ed Young, or a new coach. It could be a Chris Brown, Derek Yogi Edwards at Lake Taylor. How important is it for it to be visible and then see you be able to touch you and communicate, connect with you?
I think it's very important. I think I don't leave the gym much. I'm watching their teams, just having an honest conversation. I think that's what coaches want. And I think they're here to get better, and we want to make sure they achieve that goal and get out of it what they set forth in Fridays, coming here. But it's all about relationships, and I think people who know me know I'm a straight shooter, and hopefully very humble, and a lot of work left to be done, and maybe look at how we can make this event better for everyone.
And a great point for here, Dave, is 46 teams. Not just from the area, from all over. So now who's bringing up sometimes a lot of these kids is the parents. So now you got a chance to have parents on this campus who probably never have been and maybe never would have been if it weren't for the camp. That's priceless to be able to have that, because there's no doubt a handful of these parents, when they come here, are going to say, wow, I didn't know this camp was this nice, facility was this nice, people this accomplished. We might have to look into this. That is there's no price tag you can put on it.
No, it's really a nice asset that we have here, and I think the parents, they appreciate that and get a chance to see what our school's all about and how special it is in so many ways. I mean, I'm just very passionate about being a Marlin.
Let's chat a bit about the returnees for 2019-20, Coach. Hard to believe it's going to be 2020 next year.
I know.
We've been doing this for over almost 20 years now. the guys you got coming back, and the new faces. And if you can share on the air the story you told us this morning about, I don't know if you can say the name on the air or not, but the newcomers, a young man you got from Georgia, and how you found out about this young man. It's a really fascinating story.
Well, we have 14 players back in uniform, and we have a really good vibe there, and some returning all-conference guys. Obviously, like everyone, you need to stay healthy. We need to get better this offseason. And that's our goal, to play our brand much better and much more complete. But I like our chemistry. I really wanted to, take this offseason to build a team and now really try to evaluate and play to our strengths. And then we've added 7 new pieces coming in. So we got some guys that I think have had nice high school careers. We have 1 transfer coming in. Young man you're talking about, young man out of Georgia. We really don't get too many kids like that, but Miles Wallace is a point guard coming in from Georgia. He's a really impressive player on and off the court, and he'll be a incoming freshman for us. But we went home one night. I turned on the TV and I saw IMG Academy playing Holy Spirit Prep, and we just got a chance to watch the point guard. And there's so many big time players in that game, that just caught our eye. But then here's this little point guard who, just keeps doing things the right way and then just kind of makes some noise, and it's under the radar, and his recruitment wasn't real high. And lo and behold, about a week later, I got an email from him. And I think we just hopped all over it. My assistant did a great job of setting up a visit. He flew up about a week later, and then it took us about 2.5 weeks to get all his paperwork, his application, his financial aid award. And then, he committed to us about 3 weeks later, and just a great story. And he's been up a couple times this summer, and, he worked our half-day camp this week and then stayed for the weekend.
An amazing story. And, Ed, they get him. They also got, I believe, coming in Zamar Slade from Surrey, all-state first-team performer. So the Marlins continue to bring in big-time talent.
Yeah, we do. And, Jordan Crump out of Highland Springs, Brandon Klein out of Bishop Sullivan. We got Kai Lockout out of Oscar Smith. Yeah. So a lot of guys that I think have really good potential. Now we have a lot of guys back, so it's going to be very competitive. And then we have 1 transfer coming in from in-league, from Emory and Henry, Daniel Spencer, and he's just a special player.
Leading scorer back, Lamont Stewart out of Norview?
We do. And, hopefully Lamont, he's got to get healthy now. He had some off-season surgery, but I think his timetable is right where we need it to be, and hopefully he'll keep rehabbing strong.
A couple more minutes here with Dave Macedo, head men's basketball coach of the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins. Our guest here on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1 as we chat to you live from the 19th Annual Blue Marlin Team Camp. Matt Hatfield here alongside the coach, Ed Young.
When are you guys allowed to do, when's your first official practice?
October 15th.
15th, first playing date?
November 9th this year, a little sooner.
Oh, it's a lot earlier, right. And anybody on schedule, teams to look out for other than obviously always tough ODAC?
Yeah, and you just said it, always tough ODAC, and that's a real challenge in itself. But I would say that our non-conference schedule has always got to be really strong if we want to have a chance of getting at large bids the way it works now at the Division III level. Last year, our strength of schedule was 2nd in the South region, even though we didn't win against some of those teams. You have to have it strong, so we'll always play some of the big state schools, Mary Washington's, the Salisbury Universities, the Christopher Newports are on our schedule. We have some of the better, I think, Conference USA teams, William Peace, Pfeiffer. And then, we'll kind of go to a tournament this year up in Pennsylvania, up at Albright College and up in Reading, Pennsylvania, and that'll be a good test for us as well.
Of course, the battle with CNU. I mean, that's one. If there's no other game people see, you got to come and see Wesleyan CNU because it's local.
Well,
kids know everybody, but it's a high energy, high level game, and both teams put on a show. I mean, it's just the place is packed. Just a great atmosphere for those kind of games. And as a high school coach and a fan, I'm glad that rival keeps going.
Well, thank you. John does a great job over there. Their kids play really hard, and they've had some great success as of late. So we'll look forward to that. They got us the last few times, actually, and we need to really find a way to get back to playing our winning brand.
Well, pretty rare to have two nationally recognized programs of the Division III level in our own backyard. And I think Ed will speak to this. Two programs that could beat some Division IIs and maybe even a Division I out there.
No question.
For sure with what you guys have done and over there at CNU as well. Dave, thank you so much as always for letting us come out here for the team camp. We look forward to the season, maybe doing the show out here on a Saturday or the weeknight show on the 757 at 6. So always a pleasure, and best of luck this year with the Marlins and in the future.
Same here, guys, and thank you for all you do, especially in the local area. You guys first class, set the standard high.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, David.
Dave Macedo, our guest here, the head men's basketball coach of the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, here with us on ESPN Radio 94.1. 400-plus victories, a national championship, and multiple Final Four appearances, 2015 the most recent one. We'll take a timeout. We've got Derek Yogi Edwards of Lake Taylor coming up next. Then we have Jeremy Jordan of the Grafton Clippers. It's High School Sports Talk brought to you by VirginiaPreps.com on Ed Young's favorite radio station. What is it?
I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again. ESPN Radio 94.1.